Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-September 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages they receive, as well as meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly. You'll be notified when I post new content. But going ahead and getting started here. Column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of September. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But again, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and hop in and get started. So column number 1 is what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have a summary affirmation card of patterns. Patterns. This is about falling into a routine. This is about having a schedule. This is about having a certain pattern. This is interesting. So I feel like some of you are getting into a schedule and some of you made a change because maybe you've picked up a not so good pattern. So it's kind of feeling one of those two paths there, Sagittarius. Well, let's take a look and see what messages we've got here. Okay, the first card that we have is the Magician. The Magician's one of those cards that we really like anywhere in our readings. This is focused creativity. It's turning visions into reality. It's very inspired action. So I feel like for a lot of you, you've really kind of settled into this new schedule, settled into this new pattern. Again, it's inspired action. There's something you want to accomplish, and now we have kind of a repeatable, sustainable way that's going to carry you forward towards getting that thing that you want. So it's really neat to see there, Sagittarius. The next card that we have is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is typically a love card, romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage. So this could be like a relationship routine. This could be potentially like a schedule for like sports or hanging out with a family member. It's interesting. It very well could be love or friend connected. Again, though, focusing on a proposal or that opportunity, I think this could be just broader what that thing is that you want, that opportunity, and again, that kind of routine to get there. At the bottom here, we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a very generous card. It's a card of giving or receiving. And in this case, I feel like you're receiving this thing that you want, so this is really nice to see. Again, this pattern, this routine, this schedule is definitely going to get you to that end result that you want. So love to see that there for you, Sagittarius. Taking a look at our next, taking a look at our clarifiers. First up, we have the World card. The World card, the last card, the Major Arcana. It's completing a goal, completing a lesson. It's interesting because it's like you know exactly what you need to do to get to this goal. Again, the Magician is being very inspired action. You're setting this pattern, setting this schedule, this routine to complete this goal. So you know the exact moves you need to make. This could also be a moving or relocating or travel card as well. The next card we have is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very free-spirited, very creative, but you see this is in movement. This is taking action, which completely makes sense. Again, this is all about doing what you need to do to get to this thing that you want. And at the bottom here, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. There also needs to be like some sort of confidence that you know that this is going to come true. But at this point, I think you can already see this pattern or this schedule or this routine paying off. So, but just knowing deep down it's going to get you to where you want to go, which is neat to see. Now let's take a look at our next column here, Sagittarius, which is just general, what's coming for the remainder of September. We have a card, a summary affirmation card of friction. So friction could indicate one of two things. Friction could be something like conflict. There's friction between you and somebody else. This also could be a card of movement and action. You know, when we're moving things rub together, there's that friction, there's that heat. So it's also another way of saying that there's movement. So I feel like there could be a little bit of conflict or potentially just some movement, some action. Let's take a look though and see what messages we've got here. The first card that we have is the Tower card. The Tower card is a card of unwanted change. I always tell people you plan for A, B, C, and D, E, F happen. So I do think this could be like a conflict or something popping up that we weren't expecting. Perhaps that's the friction. Again, I just see something kind of unexpected here. The next card that we have is the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. This is typically job, raise, promotion, investment, income, some sort of new money typically. So I like to see this. This could be movement towards new money, perhaps. Maybe this thing that's popping up isn't what we expect, but it seems like it's still a pretty promising opportunity. And at the bottom here we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of enjoyment. It could be mastering your craft. It's actually enjoying what you're doing. So it's interesting. I feel like this thing pops up. It's not what we expected. It's not what we anticipated. But it's leading to a lot of good things. This is like your hard work paying off. It's leading to this new money opportunity. So it's interesting. It's friction and movement all in one. Conflict and movement all in one. So, but I like how the unexpected turn is shaping up here. At the bottom we have the Ace of Wands. Anytime we have an Ace card, again, it's a card of newness. With the case of Ace of Wands, this is new project, inspiration, urge to create. This is like putting you on a new path is what I'm hearing here, Sagittarius. So, but like I said, I feel like we're really liking this new path. This new path looks really promising. But it is movement in the sense that it's taking you from the path that you were on, the direction you were going, and redirecting. Again, it's a good thing though, because with the Tower, even though it's unexpected and potentially unwanted, it does send us in the direction we need to go. The next card that we have is the King of Wands, the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very supportive, very empathetic. It's all about rolling with the bumps, rolling with the punches. You got to be able to ride the waves. And in this case, you're going to want to because it looks really promising. Like I said, it's leading to a lot of good things, it seems. Specifically money as well. Your Ace of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles are typically those money cards as well. At the bottom here, we have the Death card. I always like to point out the Death card doesn't mean death, but it does indicate big changes, endings, time to move on, transform. Whatever this thing is that course corrects with the Tower, it was the right time. Again, it was time to move on. It was time to make this transformation. So it's interesting. Friction, again, meant movement as well as conflict. It's a little bit of both, but putting you on a pretty good path, it would seem. Now we're going to take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. Quick money message here for you. Experience the joy of giving. Pay it forward to someone today. The smallest act of love goes a long way. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money. We're going to talk about job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. First up, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, again, is taking action. This is very active. I see you taking on a new project, potentially a new job role, maybe even an extracurricular activity here, Sagittarius. But I see you taking on something new. You're taking action with something new here with the Page of Wands. The next card we have is the Strength card. This is a card of self-love, self-respect. Whatever this new thing is, make sure we set good boundaries around it. And then with the Lion on the Strength card, that's also about having like the courage to go forward with whatever this new thing is. At the bottom here, we have the King of Pentacles. This is very solid, practical, wise. This is a good investment too. So this is kind of twofold. I think whatever this new thing is, saying it's a good place to invest your time and your energy. But I think there could be another separate investment happening here for some of you as well. And if that's the case, if an investment opportunity pops up, Sagittarius, it's a good one to take with the King of Pentacles there. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a busy card. If you look, there's something different in each of these cups. And because of that, it can be a little challenging to commit. So you're going to have some hesitation to commit to this new beginning. Perhaps that's what the Strength is, kind of that extra little oomph, that extra little courage to get to it. I can't think of any other reason why you'd be non-committal other than being busy, but for whatever reason you're kind of hesitant to commit to this new path. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card of desire for long-term security. These are the things that you want that you don't quite have yet. I do think this new project, new job role, new activity will help lead you closer to these things that you want that you don't quite have. And at the bottom here we have the Tower card. The Tower card's a card of unwanted change. Maybe that's why we are uncommitted here, or a little bit non-committal. We had the Tower card a little bit earlier. We talked about this. This is, again, it's like you plan for A, B, C, D, E, F happens. So maybe this isn't the project, the job role, the activity that you thought you wanted. But again, it seems to be scooting you closer to those long-term desires, so I would say go for it. And then we have the King of Pentacles confirming that it is a good use of your time, energy, space. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. A quick love message here, Sagittarius. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love. First up, we have the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation, a card of abundance. I love this card. It's such a good one to have. But it's like you have the ability to create whatever you want in this love situation. There's also abundance of love right now, which is great to see. This is a good card for fertility as well, so if you're hoping to grow your family, Sagittarius, that's a good one for you. The next card that we have is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is luxury, it's gains, it's enjoyment, it's being in a really good spot. So I really like the pairing of the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles. Again, it's having the ability to create whatever you want. This is you gaining whatever you want. At the bottom here, we have the Queen of Wands. This is a card of being confident. So the message here is be clear on what you want, Sagittarius. Be clear on what you want so you can get what you want. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a really good card, really good card, probably one of the best ones in the deck. It has a literal meaning of wishes coming true. So not at all surprised to see our Nine of Cups here. It's on top of the Empress, which is a card of creation. So again, you're creating whatever love reality you want here. We have the Page of Wands next, which is a card of taking action. So again, we're taking action to gain the things that we want. And love this, the Magician at the bottom here. This is focused creativity. It's turning your vision into reality. So all of this is about creating the love reality that you want. So it all lives with that Queen of Wands and being clear exactly what it is you want, and it's going to come true for you. So love to see that. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message for future self or spirit guides. So in this fifth column, we have a summary affirmation card of stretch. Stretch is an interesting one. Sagittarius, the underlying message here is you may have to reach just a little bit further, push a little bit further, stretch a little bit further, reach a little bit further to get something that you want this month. So just keep that in mind, that kind of little extra reach to get something done. But let's take a look at our cards here. First up, we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is leaving a legacy. This is very long-term energy. So whatever this thing is that we're pushing for, reaching for, stretching for, it's about our future. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles, very fitting here. In this case, the Four of Pentacles is, again, our desires for long-term security, that thing that we want that we don't quite have yet. So we have the Ten of Pentacles where we're trying to leave our legacy. We have the Four of Pentacles, that's what we want our legacy to be. And at the bottom here, we have the King of Swords. This is about being very intentional, very strategic, also another long-term card. It's interesting. So there's something that we need to get done this month. We're setting ourselves up long-term, but it's like you have to push a little bit harder, reach a little bit further for it. It's just barely out of reach, so you have to take sure that extra step, make sure you take that extra step to get it this month. Looking at our Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles could be a card of worry. Again, this thing is just barely out of reach, Sagittarius, so we need to reach for it. We need to stretch for it. The Ace of Swords is our next clarifier. This is new ideas, new clarity. this is like the ideas that's going to get you there. So just keep an open mind, be looking for answers, be looking for solutions. Again, it's just barely out of reach, but you still need to grab it this month. And at the bottom here, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands can be a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. Don't give up on this. You have a lot going on, but again, this one thing is just barely out of reach, and you have to make sure you reach for it and grab it. You're kind of locking it down for the future here, Sagittarius. Okay, now let's take a look at our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1, we have the 5 of Hearts. This is the number 2 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 8 of Spades. This is number 32 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 10 of Hearts. This is number 7 card. That's going to be a yes. So yes, no, yes there for you. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. This is a crystal to keep with you through the month of September. You have heliotrope, which is good for differentiation, protection, fends off spiritual and emotional assaults, helps set clear boundaries. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Sagittarius, your Healing Note says, part of the healing process is sharing with other people who care. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. I also did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your September.